Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF44 coming at you with another video. So, the Philadelphia 76ers are doing what they do. I just read of a proposed deal that they declined between themselves and the Kings, where the Kings were offering Tyrese Halliburton, Harrison Barnes, and who was the other person they had on there? It was another player as well for Matisse Thybulle, two first-round picks, Ben Simmons, and Tobias Harris. So all of that would be going back to Sacramento. Ty Halliburton, Buddy Yield, and Harrison Barnes. That was the other player going to Philly in those two first round picks. So the at first glance, looking at this trade, you say to yourself, okay, Philly's crazy. Why would they decline this deal? But when you really dig deep, you look at the deal, close. You say to yourself, I don't want to give up Matisse Thybulle either. If I'm Darryl Morey, I'm not trying to give up Matisse Thybulle in this deal. The defense that they're giving up if they do this, and the size that they're giving up if they do this, you're going to hope to God that those picks pan out. Because I like Harrison Barnes, but he's not a needle mover. Not like that. Not for Philly like that. He can be a nice 30-point scorer, a nice big body in their rotation, but it's kind of a lateral move. It's almost like bringing back Tobias Harris twice. Kind of a slightly lesser version of Tobias, I guess, somewhere in that same lane. They also bring back Ty Halliburton. I love Ty Halliburton. No problem. That's an excellent acquisition for the Sixers. You're happy to have him. He's not a problem in any way, shape, or form. And at that value, at a rookie contract, that's a home run. Period. That's the best part of that deal. And then the other thing is Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield brings you shooting, but Buddy Hield can run really, really hot and really, really cold. He's really, really inconsistent. He doesn't play any defense. So even though he's one of the great shooters in this, three-point shooters out there, I don't know that he's going to do much for Philly other than just kind of play rotation minutes with Seth Curry, who's basically breaking out. So he kind of gets in the way, Seth Curry. I do think they'd have a logjam at guard as well because of the fact that they would be now bringing in Tyrese Halliburton. Still got Tyrese Maxey. I love those two going forward together. That's amazing. But you got Buddy Hield just kind of sitting there. It then becomes a situation where Seth as well. So it's a logjam. That's a headache Philly doesn't have right now. They don't need to be adding that headache, especially when you're losing defense and size. So Tobias Harris to me is like a salary dump in a way, to be honest with you. When I look at him, even though he's a good player, he's at his peak or headed the other way. He can still give you a good game here and there. He's still a good player. I just don't know if I'm expecting him to kind of play any better than I've seen him play before. Just a guy who's has star level talent, right? He's a guy who has star level talent, but it's like I said, he's Harrison Barnes basically. He's a Harrison Barnes kind of guy. He's just gonna help me, man. At his contract, I need him to be better than what he is. So if that's a bad contract I'm taking back, then I'm taking back Ben Simmons' contract, of which I don't like. If I'm Philadelphia, if I'm Sacramento, I'm trying to get rid of Buddy of salary. So now I got De'Aaron Fox's contract, I got Tobias Harris' contract, I got like where Ben Simmons' contract. Where am I getting the best of this deal? Now I've shipped off my picks as well to Philadelphia, so now my first rounder's over there. My rookie contract of Tyrese Halliburton's over there, so that's like 3 picks basically you've given Philadelphia. Where is it that Sacramento wins in this in real life? Like, you love the names of the players you bring back. Matisse Thybulle, he can really play defense. You bring back Ben Simmons, he's obviously one of the great defenders. So clearly you're turning yourself into an amazing defensive team potentially if you continue on this path of your sack. But where am I really winning? These contracts suck, all of them. Like, I don't like these contracts. Matisse Thybulle is a nice defensive guy. He can't score, so you only got him on one side of the ball. Ben is not going to shoot, so you only got him on one side of the ball in a way. So it's like, nah, you're bringing back one-dimensional players and bad contracts if you're Sacramento, and you're giving up assets, ones that you can use. Buddy Yield's not the greatest contract, but it's not nearly as bad as those 3 you're bringing back. Harrison Barnes' contract isn't great, but he's a more multi-dimensional player than the guys you're bringing back. In other words, Sacramento ain't winning that deal. Darryl Morey declined that deal and probably shouldn't have, to be completely honest with you. because he would be getting back more than the Sacramento Kings. The fact of the matter, the Sacramento Kings are idiots, in my opinion, for even attempting to do this deal. Why? Because you're bringing back one-dimensional players on bad contracts. Tobias Harris ain't playing no defense. Ben Simmons doesn't really play offense. He ain't shooting. Your team shrinks. Your floor shrinks when you do that. You're giving up Tyrese Halliburton, one of the best facilitators in the league, and you're bringing back one of the best facilitators in the league. But the problem with Ben Simmons being a great facilitator is that is negated by his unwillingness to shoot, thus shrinking the floor. So he's a player that you need to surround with shooters, and you would be kind of deficient with shooters. You wouldn't have shooters. I don't look at De'Aaron Fox as a shooter. Definitely don't look at Davion Mitchell as a shooter. Now, my mind went to Davion Mitchell, and I immediately started looking at those defensive players they're bringing back. Like, I see what Sacramento's doing. They're trying to put together like an all-defensive team. And if that's the vision, then a deal like this makes sense. So, but even so, it's like, are you sure you can win that way? Are you sure you can win that way? And then they're talking about trading De'Aaron Fox where? To Indy and bringing back, say, Domantas Sabonis. So that gives you Domantas Sabonis, Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris. It's a big lineup. I'm not going to lie, the Sacramento deal looks good if they can then flip De'Aaron Fox for Domantas Sabonis. Because now you got this really crazy defensive lineup in place. So I understand like the vision if you're talking about Davion Mitchell and Ben Simmons. Those are crazy defensive players. Matisse Thybulle, can you imagine the defense? No one's scoring on that team. Every game Sacramento would play in would be under 90 points. It would be very, very, very bad basketball to watch. But you can totally see where they'd be coming at it. Like defensively, it would be they could turn into an all-time team defensively if you put the right lineup on the floor with that tandem of players, for which they cannot make happen because Darryl Morey didn't do the trade. So just looking at what Sacramento's doing, I'm trying to make sense of it, and I say you're taking back a lot of salary, but it gives you an interesting dynamic that is nowhere else in the league, and that is some of the best defensive players coming together of the generation, basically. Matisse Thybulle, Davion Mitchell, and Ben Simmons are three of the best defenders in the world. Like, there's no question in my mind those are three of the best defenders in basketball. So having them all on one squad can make for some hellacious, God-sent defense that you've never seen. Type lockup, Bulls from the 90s type defense, potentially with that type of talent defensively. I actually want to see it. Now that I think about it, now that all of this has been worked out in real time in my head, now I actually want to see Sacramento's vision for an all-defensive team, because I just don't think anything like that exists right now, and I don't think I've seen anything like that before, really. Not like this, to where they would be completely forgetting about the offensive end of the basketball. So basically what they would be doing. Like all defense. That's crazy. That is a crazy vision, if that's what they're trying to build. But anyway, Darryl Morey ruined it. He ain't going to let it happen. And I do think that he would have helped his team if he would have. Look, as we're talking about all the salary that Philly is letting go of, that's a very good thing. You give yourself flexibility to sign whoever you want come free agency in a year or two. Joel Embiid is going to be happy to resign when he has flexibility on his team. Ben Simmons gone, and some new picks to add to his squad as well. You got Tyrese Maxey on a rookie contract. You would have Tyrese Halliburton on a rookie contract, so you don't lose anything in facilitating the basketball. The more I think about this, the less sense it made for Philadelphia to turn it down, especially if they have their hopes on getting Dame Lillard. Because I swear to you, this trade is better than a Dame Lillard trade. And I love Dame, but Dame is 33 years old and he's hurt. He needs surgery on his stomach. That is not nothing to play with. And you're talking about flexibility. If you don't see anything else, you look at what the Lakers are going through right now. And we tried to put together fluff names. Oh, we're going to get Dame Lillard. Oh, we're going to get James Harden. Those guys are old, man. You don't want those guys. You want the next version of those guys. You want the guys who are next up in that way, not the ones that came from last era. And I know Darryl Morey's probably scheming on a way to get James Harden, because that is the one that's haunting him. He had a chance to turn James Harden, Ben Simmons, into James Harden last summer, and he ain't been able to sleep over that, I think. So that's why he's turned down all kinds of deals that would give him all kinds of flexibility, because he's trying to undo that. But I'm telling you, James Harden is over the hump, bro. And don't get it twisted, he's still one of the great players in this league. But if that's what you're holding out for, Sacramento's package is better potentially. Especially if you're just taking back James Harden and you're giving up Ben Simmons. Nah. If I'm an owner, if I'm Philadelphia's owner and I know what I'm talking about, and I'm savvy, I'm now facilitating my wishes to Darryl Morey. Listen, the type of deal that you make in getting rid of Ben Simmons should create flexibility for me. Do not swap one bad contract for another. If you're trying to give me Dame Lillard's contract, that's trash. Fans are going to think it's not, but owner knows that's a garbage contract. Same thing goes for the contract you have in Ben Simmons. That's garbage. You know it. I know it. It's trash. Right? These are things that you want to get rid of. So you don't want to bring those back. You don't want to bring those back. Now, when you thought when I initially heard that Ben Simmons was going through this process and was holding down all that, I thought the only thing they could do was swap bad contracts. But now I'm listening to the offers they're getting and I'm like, yo, they should definitely not settle for no John Wall. They definitely should not settle for even Dame Lillard. They should be going for flexibility. They should be going for the type of deal that Sacramento offered them, which was someone willing to take an extra bad contract from them on top of the bad contract of Ben Simmons. And this dude was going to take Tobias Harris from you too and leave you picks? And leave you Ty Halliburton, who's an all-star level point guard on a rookie contract? The more we break this down, right? That's why I like doing this, because I can have this process of thinking it out right here in front of you guys. And I'm telling you, this was a great deal for Philly. I wasn't certain it was a great deal when I started this process, but it was a good one. They let it go. And if they think they got a better deal, I got a feeling the word better is defined differently here. I think they're looking for a name. We're going to get Dame. We're going to satisfy our fans by getting Dame. That's the type of stupidity that the Lakers just did in getting Russ. That's the same type of stupidity that teams do when they overthink crap. I'm overthinking it. Let me get this player we need. There's a guy in the league right now who's been here for 10 years. He can do that for me. No, idiot. What you want is the next one. I keep harping on that because it's so important, and so many owners and GMs think this way, and it drives me nuts. No, don't go after yesterday's dudes. Go after tomorrow's. I want LaMelo Ball, Evan Mobley, Scotty Barnes. I want Devin Booker. These are the players that I want. Give me those guys. Give me Ja Morant, Donovan Mitchell. These are the names. DeAndre Ayton. Youngsters. Don't give me these old dudes, man. I don't want them. They can't do nothing for me past today. And today is a fleeting day gone tomorrow. I'm trying to tell you. We need go youth. And I'm not just talking about my team as the Lakers, of course. I'm talking about all of y'all teams. Go youth. That's where the money's at. And everything else, man, breaking down this trade, I just feel like Sacramento was taking on a risk for a vision. That's what seems to come together in my head. They want a defensive vision of something that they could do. Something they can only put together, building around defense, because they got this amazing defensive Davion Mitchell dude, and they want to take it far. And I don't blame them, because if I'm building around Davion Mitchell, you might as well try to put together the NBA's version of the 85 Bears. Like, that's what they're trying to put together on the basketball floor. If they were to get Matisse Thybulle and Ben Simmons, that is one of the best defensive trios. I can't express to you guys. If they could pull that off, oh my. Like I said, under 90 points, no matter who you are, you ain't scoring over that. You put them three boys on the same floor together, yeah, it's one of those. It's definitely one of those. So, yeah, that's what I got to say, man. I'm very unhappy that this isn't a trade that we can break down that's actually happening, because Darryl Morey wants James Harden and Dame Lillard. So, and look, Philly, I'm a broken record, but I can't stress this enough. Do not be happy if you get Dame Lillard or James Harden. Do not be happy about that. That's a stupid owner's decision. That's a stupid owner's desire. That's not something an intelligent person wants. No disrespect to those players, but they're over the hill, and you're in a space where if you don't win it right now with those players, they're going to want to get out of there. That's what I think. Maybe they want to play with Joel. Joel's a hell of a player to want to play with. But your organization has had so many faux pas, including the situation with Ben Simmons, that ain't really leaving a good taste in everybody's mouth. Nobody want to stay there, man. You are not making decisions that would make a good, savvy basketball player say, yo, I want to go there for the next 4 years of my life. No, good organizations take the deal that was just on the table that we've been discussing for the last 15 minutes. They take that deal. Why? Because they know Ben Simmons is a salary dump. And in getting rid of salary dumps, you're usually the one taking back something that you don't want, not giving someone else another contract that they should not want on top of it. What are we talking about here? Now, granted, if Thibault held up the deal, which I can understand because I do value him that high if I'm Philly, then you got to make up that value some other way if you can. But you don't just walk away from this table. That you do not do. Unless you got something better, as I define better, meaning more flexibility, more high-level rookie contracts, which I don't know who the hell's stupid enough to do that. By the way, Sacramento, get Ty Halliburton out of that deal. What you're going to need is somebody who can also facilitate the basketball because you're going to be a bad offensive team. So bringing in Ben Simmons is a great passer, but he doesn't stretch the floor. Ty does. So what you would want is Ty, Ben together in any scenario, whether you're putting together this great defensive team or not. Tyrese Halliburton is definitely not somebody you need to be shopping. I do not believe that. I think that whatever basketball floor he's going to be on going forward, as long as he's healthy, he's going to be a better team because he's a natural facilitator and an excellent defensive player who can stretch the floor himself. He's only getting better, man. So I would caution them to think that Ben Simmons' passing ability is going to be enough to make them a good enough defensive team without offensive players. Ty can get a shot for himself, Ben can't, period. That's it. So, yeah, that's what I got to say, man. That's that. That deal ain't going to get done. Let's see what Darryl can pull off. I got a feeling Ben Simmons is going to be a Philadelphia 76er through this year because if he ain't taking that deal, then chances are he ain't going to take one a little better than that either. Philly, I don't know what y'all doing, man. I don't know. I've had a lot of criticism about y'all in a lot of different ways. And this is yet another one of those situations where I'm just glad I'm not a fan. So that's what I got. My name is BDL44. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.